Guys, we're going to be talking about this demonetization of the podcast of the Lotus Eaters and how it is it just may affect everyone else's content, including mine, even though I am a smaller channel. I'm also going to be giving you guys some more updates. A lot of these are updates that I kind of failed to explain in this video here. So make sure you guys stick around for the full video, and let's go ahead and talk about this. I woke up on Monday morning, and before I could get anything done, I cut on my TV, and all of a sudden I see this right here. Yeah, that right there will be the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, a podcast that is ran by Sargon of Akkad called Benjamin. Now, guys, I'm not going to be spending this video talking about Sargon or if you want to call him Carl, you can. I guess some people, I call him both from time to time because obviously Sargon of Akkad is the name he goes by on YouTube. But the podcast of the Lotus Eaters is a pretty good podcast. Now, guys, you're probably wondering, why am I blowing smoke up these guys' rears? Well, because they've been demonetized. As you guys saw in the thumbnail, they have been demonetized. Now, I'll be leaving the full video in the description box, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what does this have to do with this channel here? Well, it gives me an opportunity to kind of explain things a little bit further on what is going on with YouTube's current policy and the direction they're going in. Now, guys, I adopted a bit of a mindset on this. Basically, what I do is I view the whole censorship, community guideline strike, stuff like that. I view that in the terms of chin down, hands up, just continue to move forward, which is kind of weird, especially given the fact that I did a video on Monday, or I released a video on Monday about Holm, UFC fighter, former women's bantamweight champ, calling out child abusers. Now, guys, I also did a video, which, by the way, will also be in the description box, that involves the Act Man, and it also involves Steven Crowder, where they were explaining things about what was going on with YouTube, the new CEO, and all that good stuff there. And it made me think, is there a way that at some point in time that a lot of channels like, say, mine, if we actually get to a certain point, would they actually get demonetized? Does Rumble look a little bit more attractive? Now, I thought about this when I saw this, and I was like, I need to kind of let my subscribers kind of know what the hell is going on. I like to do these updates, videos, and stuff from time to time, so that way you guys can understand and have a bit of a heads up on why it is that there may be a certain direction that I'm going into, or a certain way I'm trying to do things, which has not exactly gone the way I've wanted so far. However, the plan at this moment in time is to release anywhere between 2 to 3 pieces of content per day on this channel, and also the exact same thing on Short Time Prepping. However, under further review, I have thought about the Short Time Prepping channel a lot. It is my backup channel, my backup account, and hopefully I do want to make it into a second channel in the same vein, or at least on par with the John Claymore channel. The idea, of course, to have certain channels for certain topics, because I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber now, but I don't want the goals to be a little bit loftier than what they were supposed to be. I obviously bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but don't worry, I'll talk about that more in the second half of the videos when I give you guys some updates. I'm not here to just lament on things. I'm here to give you guys kind of an idea of why it is that I'm doing this, and why it is I'm going in this direction because of what you're seeing here. I'm going to go ahead and roll a good piece of this. The full video, as I mentioned earlier, will be in the description box, so that way you guys can kind of understand that, let's just say certain figures are being blackballed and blacklisted, and are being told that they can no longer make money on this platform. By the way, there's another YouTube channel that also received a, I'm just showing you guys the tweet right here. If you watch Wendigoon, I do from time to time. He does a very good job at storytelling, and I've thought about doing some of the same stuff that he does, or some of the same type of content. Very, very good channel, but he has obviously now gotten in trouble for some other stuff as well. But we're going to roll this really quick, and then I'm going to come back on the other side and explain.
This came as a bolt from the blue to us at lotus.com, because we are very well versed in YouTube's monetization rules, and were, in fact, told by YouTube that our monetization self-assessment was so good, it was being used as an example of how self-assessment should work. We are in good standing, we have no strikes, and we work hard to maintain ourselves within the terms of service. We take them very seriously. When YouTube announced that they would be demonetizing videos for swearing, for example, it didn't faze us, as we don't swear on this channel. The reason given for our demonetization was, quote, "A channel associated with your account was flagged for serious violations of our YouTube monetization policies. It seems they are not penalizing us for our content or practices. They have decided that a non-Lotus Eaters YouTube account has been flagged. Then that means that this YouTube account is also guilty. We appealed the decision, but of course, YouTube simply replied by saying, "You're welcome to make any changes to your content before reapplying for the YouTube Partner Program." Which is not terribly helpful, given how the issue wasn't with our content, but with our associations. I have no idea what changes we're supposed to make, and YouTube doesn't provide any specific guidance. This amounts to YouTube telling us simply that we're bad people and unworthy of being allowed to earn money by driving traffic to their website, and no amount of changing yourself is worthy of consideration or respect. I want to make it clear, this is not a personal YouTube account. I do not own it, I do not operate it, I have a corporation with all the responsibilities that go along with that status. Moreover, it's disappointing, given how much I have personally worked to improve myself, my conduct, and my content in the last 4 years, and how YouTube seems not to care about that effort at all. But of course, the root of this issue is political. Much as the same as the demonetization of Steven Crowder and other conservatives, YouTube's policy only cuts in one direction. Naturally, losing advertising revenue from YouTube isn't pleasant, and we will look into alternative sources of revenue to supplement the shortfall. However, we did expect this sword of Damocles would eventually fall because of the political environment in which we operate, and thankfully, I am confident we will survive. I can't tell you how much the team and I appreciate your support.
And yet Sargon, for the most part, stays very, very much within the community guidelines standard. Now, that entire video is going to be in the description box. You'll probably hear me say it again in the next segment because I don't always record everything in sequence. I kind of record what's on my mind at the time or what I think I can properly articulate. So this does affect other YouTube channels. It does affect other bits of YouTube content. It's censorship. It's bad censorship. Now, guys, YouTube, and I kind of explained it in another video, YouTube has already got YouTube Kids. It kind of makes me wonder right off the bat, why in the world is it that YouTube is doing this? Why are they actually going out of their way to restrict content creators? Why are they trying to make everything much, much more family friendly? I mean, you're going to see in a series of tweets here in a second with another content creator in YouTube why it is that... yeah, this entire thing is beginning to become nerve-wracking and definitely worrisome. Look, one of my favorite YouTube content creators, and I'm going to go ahead and say this now, one of my favorite content creators is Napoleon Bonaparte. He does mixed martial arts videos, but he also does it from a comical point of view. I may even leave a video in the description box for you guys to go check out. But the thing is this right here. He is constantly having to pull down a video or having to rework a video because of YouTube's copyright system. Now, I ran into the same problem this past weekend with a video that I had made that was set to come out on Saturday. It was ready to go on Saturday night, and then when it was actually uploaded, because you can actually upload videos a day or two. As a matter of fact, the minute I get done with this video here, I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube for tomorrow. YouTube will notify you and let you know right there on the post if there's a copyright claim or what. This video right here that I was going to be working on was set to not get a copyright claim, but an actual copyright strike, meaning it was going to be fully blocked and everything. I'm kind of like, okay, what the hell happened here? 2 minutes of footage. Okay, if you narrow it down, even if you narrow it down, it kind of defeats the point of the video. So I got to go back and rework it. I don't have a problem doing that. Obviously, if I had released the video, it's better to have gone ahead and deleted that video before it fully became processed. It was obviously a much better idea to do that rather than delete it while it's already out there, because then it screws up your algorithm, your algorithmic timing. The thing is this right here. This type of stuff here where channels are getting demonetized, limited ads, yes, it is a concern, and it's almost their way of, how do I say, screwing over content creators, especially conservatives, which, by the way, is going to be the topic of a second video tomorrow to go along with this one here. There's been some major developments going on with Rumble. Now, I have a Rumble page. I have a Rumble channel. By the way, you guys can find me on Facebook. It's where I hope most of you guys would find me at. Also, if you do find me on Facebook, whenever I post a video, make sure you're not just clicking on the video and hitting like on the video itself. Hit like on the Facebook post, too. It actually helps it go through the algorithm, and therefore the more and more people get exposed to what's going on, more and more people see what's actually happening. The thing is this right here. This demonetization of these channels, it's definitely got definitely got me, and probably many, many others concerned, because it feels like conservatives are being outed here on the platform. Now, most of us know that that is the case. However, for a brief period in time, we had kind of gotten used to it. Now we're not, how do I say, it feels to me like we're kind of sort of in the crosshairs and we're walking on eggshells, if you guys kind of know what I'm saying. Now, gang, if you saw the video that I did involving the Act Man talking about YouTube's current policy and their changes, then you would know that YouTube is trying to make it a little bit more kid-friendly. That is what they are saying. If you listen to the portion on Neil Mohan, which was basically gone over by Steven Crowder, then you would know that obviously there are some, so let's just say that there are some directions going on here that just may bother some content creators, which, by the way, also gives me an opportunity to talk about Rumble for a second, too. So make sure you guys stick around for the full video because, yeah, I think that things are about to get a little bit dicier than normal. Now, the goal of this channel is obviously to talk about societal issues, things that are going on in society. I wanted to go in this direction last year. It did not work out the way it was because the way YouTube algorithm has bogged some content creators down. I already talked about the few mistakes that I made when I first established this platform. Of course, that involved deleting videos. That also involved certain bits of language that obviously got me struck. I'm not here to lament that. I'm here to tell you right now that we're moving forward. Now, we'll be doing a separate video for short-timer prepping, which is also going to include a lot of what I said in this video here. But I will be leaving a link in the description box, and I advise you guys to go check it out because that channel is going to be up and going here in the near future very soon. It's just right now we're very, very close to monetization, and obviously I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, but now that I am a full-timer, I think I can do a little bit more than what I originally wanted, especially now that a lot of the personal stuff that needed to be taken care of early in the year has been taken care of. That right there being said, though, here's the goal. For the time being, what we're going to be doing is doing 2 to 3 pieces of content per day. Obviously, we're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about the wokeness factor and all that stuff there. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a few more videos that are pop culture related. The reason why is because I think pop culture is a battlefield that, quite frankly, needs to be fought on. If you really and truly want to beat the left somewhere or fight them in a, let's just say, a pretty good arena, pop culture might be where you're going to go. As a matter of fact, I had a 40-minute video made about this. I even uploaded it, but because it was going to be fully blocked by YouTube, I decided to pull it down. It was a video on why it is that pop culture matters. I'm probably going to redo that video later on this week, except I'm going to be pulling a lot of the copyright stuff out, or some of the things that got copyrighted, or we'll just be doing it a little bit better. Don't worry, that video will be out this week. But here's the idea. The idea is to do this form of content at least 2 to 3 videos a day, Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday or Sunday have one of those more long-form project videos out, unless something comes up. I like doing these projects. I'm pretty sure you guys may have seen this one right here. I like doing videos like that, actual honest-to-God deep dive studies, because after a while you look like you're a bit of a reactionary, and that was never the goal of this channel. Obviously, due to a lack of some of the technology that would be needed, and obviously my inability to use certain pieces of technology, which I have learned to use and am learning to use much, much more efficiently, now I can begin the process of developing that stuff. Now, one of the things that I want to do is I would like to start using, let's just say I would like to be using different forms of content to kind of help me out. For example, there is a little thing that I want to look at, and it's the most profound moment in gaming. If you've never seen the video, don't worry. I'll be leaving it in the description box from Max to Rat. It talks about the video game Metal Gear Solid 2 and the conversation between the AI and Raiden, the character. However, looking at now at what's going on in the world today, you can almost not think to yourself that maybe the Metal Gear Solid series may have been prophetic. Kojima. Obviously, I've talked a lot about the TV show The Last of Us, which, by the way, is based off the video game, which was really one of my personal favorite stories. However, there are a lot of things in that area that got kind of political, so I'd like to kind of start using that, and the idea is to try to get those types of videos out at least once a week, probably on Saturdays and Sundays. I hope you guys chill out and actually watch those videos and actually give me some honest-to-God feedback, and I'll do everything I can to make these videos as enjoyable as possible. I mean, I do have a creative mind when I actually put myself to it. But obviously, I've been working on some personal stuff, some personal issues, and now that I'm seeing what's going on here with Sargon's channel, yeah, I think it may be time to kind of kick this entire thing into higher gear moving forward with the actual content itself, the content that I had planned. So I'm just kind of giving you guys a bit of a heads up that this is kind of where the channel is going for the time being, and hopefully we'll be able to be this way in the future, that we can do mostly projects and mostly societal videos about what's actually going on in the country from a different level, attacking it from a different side. But obviously, his channel being demonetized, he's only got 333,000 subscribers on that channel. and all the stuff that's going on with YouTube has obviously got me concerned. Now, I don't hide things from my subscribers except for personal issues, personal matters. I don't give away family names. I don't give away friends' names. Anybody ever served in the military with anything like that. Reason why is obviously for security purposes. If there's somebody out there that I know personally, which I do know a lot of people personally who do have who do know that I have a YouTube channel, I tell them right away, look, it's best that I never use your name. I don't want you to ever get kind of associated with me. And I don't want to look like I'm like white knighting or anything. But basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't want people that know me to kind of get in trouble for knowing me, if you kind of know what I'm saying. Even though I'm here online, I still, for the most part, live a relatively private life, as in, like, I kind of mind my own business outside what I'm doing here on the channel. I've told you guys before, for the most part, I go to the gym, I go to the grocery store, or I go to the mall or whatever, like any other person. But for the most part, I still try to keep my life, keep this aspect, not, I wouldn't say private. I would just say don't harp on it very, very big. I don't go out there and just brag to everybody. Hey, look, man, I got a YouTube channel. That's not how I operate. It's not how I work. Just figure I'd just kind of give you guys that little bit of information about myself. Now, guys, with that right there being said, I'm going to go ahead and halt this video here. I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Definitely going to be releasing another video to short time of prepping to kind of explain what's going on there. I'm going to be temporarily, not so much shutting it down, but temporarily leaving that channel alone. I did not pay enough attention to it in the very beginning, and what happened was, like I said before, I simply bit off a lot more than I could chew. So if you're subscribed to Short Time of Prepping, make sure you're still subscribed here. I'm going to still be posting on both channels. It's just right now we got to push to try to go ahead and get this channel monetized as fast as possible. Not going to lie to you. Obviously, I care very much about the message, but I also care about the monetization status as well. That's part of the reason why we get into it. If we feel like we have a talent in some area, we feel like we need to share it. With that right there being said, guys, make sure you guys still hit that like button. Make sure you guys still subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you come across and you're actually brand new and you haven't seen any of my content, make sure you guys go check it out, including the old content. Also leave a comment in the comment section. I really and truly want to get you guys' thoughts on the situation, and I'll see you guys later.